Pizzica, the Pizzica was, the most famous was the Tarantismo, where people fall under the malaise of the spider, and that went through many, many different evolutions. So many people today know it only as St. Paul with the spider and the women that were, falling under this hysteria and all this. That was a much later evolution in Tarantismo and the Pizzica. Before that, going all the way back to Malta. Actually, the Pizzica really starts in Malta, of all places, because St. Paul first came to Malta. And that's where the whole tradition got overlapped with him, with Bacchus and Hercules. So Hercules and Bacchus were overlapped onto St. Paul. That comes to Puglia. And in Puglia, that's where they started using native drumming patterns, native music, blended that with this tradition of St. Paul, because the church said, no more Bacchus, no Hercules, it's just the St. Paul now. You only worship St. Paul. And so what ends up happening is this tradition of dancing Pizzica, which has very similar elements in Greek dance and in the Pyrrhic dance, which is what the men used to dance with before they went to battle, before they went to war, with the fast feet, and they'd have the feet, and that was the war dance. But it also attaches to other dances that go back to what we don't even know of anymore, going back to the Samothrace mysteries, the mystery religion of Samothrace, which is where they said they would come under this influence, they would go into these trances, and they would have these dances, and it was very mysterious to the Greeks and Romans. Later on, throughout history, through the Roman Empire and the Bacchanalia, they would have the Tarantella, and the Tarantella was sacred to Diana and Bacchus, and they were dancing things like the Pizzica, Tamariata, other Tarantella. The Romans outlawed it. They said the people are getting too crazy. This is too much. We can't do this anymore. They're too liberated. Whatever. So it went underground. It ends up coming back out in the Middle Ages, and it's called the Dancing Plague of Europe, in Tarantism. And so the church says these people are possessed by demons. It must be scorpions. It must be venom. It must be something. And they're trying to explain this. Why are people doing this? And it was even beyond Italy. It was through Spain, the rest of Europe. This also had spread. So it was actually more widespread. So a lot of people think it's just Puglia. It's just like Taranto and Puglia. It was actually much all throughout Italy and other parts of Europe as well. But it was said to have started in Puglia, going back to St. Paul and all this. And there was many saints attached to it, and there was many animals attached to it. So you have the spider, which is the most iconic symbol